just did an entire, what I thought was an entire video, and unfortunately I hadn't started recording. So this is for everyone to get to the different, mainly online resources that you can use to get help for the class. This is a very challenging class. If you don't put some time into it outside of class, you're going to struggle. Even if you're good at math, you're going to probably still struggle. You may not, you may still pass it, but you may not get the A and B that you're used to getting in other math classes. So first resource I talk about, and I talk about all these in class. I probably even recorded them quickly, but I'm going to go more in depth in this video. First one is just the recorded lessons. So I record all of the lessons that we do. You can see right here, this is how I record it using Teams. It's taking a transcript of what I'm saying, but I would not say that's something you need to use. It just allows you, if you're absent, to go back and get the lesson and all the notes. You may still not understand it without, being there in person, but at least you have a better idea than if you just come in the next day and say, well, yeah, I wasn't here. I have no idea what we're doing because I don't have time to catch you up. I don't have time to catch anybody up. Every single day we have a new lesson. Our practice time is limited also, so you have to practice outside of class. I'll say that a lot. We talk about being accountable. You have to be accountable and you have to take control of your grade. So with that in mind, if you miss a day, go to YouTube, type in Mr. Gill Geometry. First icon that pops up, that's my pup. He's actually not a puppy. He's very old now and has issues, but he's still my pup. So if you go to this page, I don't even know what it's called. These are all the videos that I've recorded, like everything, ever since I've been teaching. I think I was doing this in middle school, certainly high school. Great, again, a great tool to use if you missed classes, but also good if you just didn't understand because we were going pretty fast, which we do. You can go back and rewatch it and hit pause and watch the examples again if you didn't understand an example. Practice for quizzes and exit tickets using this, which I'll talk about in class. But you can see for most of them, they're the lessons. I put geo is geometry. Sometimes I teach more than one class. So obviously you would want to find the geo or geometry videos. Find the date. There are two dates because we had block classes in the past. So I would do the same lesson back to back because I didn't see the kids every day. That might be the case for the year you're looking at this. I don't know. Also, though, I do additional videos, not just on lessons. So you see here, this is just a review video. It wasn't anything we did in class. I did it outside of class after a quiz because people were really struggling with some different concepts. So this allowed them to go back and review before they came in to do the retake. Occasionally, I'll do these before, but not really. You can always go back and watch the old reviews, though, before a quiz if you want and see what people struggled with. That's actually a really good idea that I just now thought about it. So I'll talk about that in class, hopefully. Again, that's just a particular lesson. Here's another review video that I did after a quiz. Sometimes I'll do videos on other things, like, for example, the one I'm doing right now, how to get to the different resources you can use to help you in the class. I think I've done videos on topics like as simple as what is division really? Like, what does division mean? Other silly things like that, a lot of people don't truly understand the math that they do, even if they know how to do it. And I like you guys to understand it. It help understanding is what will last. Memorization doesn't last. All right, so that's your first helpful tool. Next one, what did I go with next? The online book, I think is what I did next. So in your Clever, so my Clever looks very different than yours. I probably have way more icons. In your Clever, though, you have this icon. Hopefully you have it. If not, we can figure out where it is. This is our not our online book. I mean, yeah, I guess it is online, but it is our book. It's the company we use for the book that we use in class, the physical book, which we tear pages out. But you can get to it online, which has two, I guess, possible uses. One, if you lose your pages, you can still get to the pages. Oh, let me talk about this first. I'm going to do it in a different order than the last one I did. So Alex is a tool that is purely online. Has nothing to do with the book we use in class. It's just by the same company. If you are really struggling with the class, or if you haven't met your algebra requirement to graduate yet, which is a lot of you, probably more than half of you, Alex will just help you work on your math skills. It's not necessarily, I don't think it's specific to geometry. It might be, I don't even know, but I believe it just helps you work on with the skills that you need to work on. So if you go in, you do like a little pre-test, it figures out where your weak points are, and then it starts giving you lessons and practice problems until you get better at that. It's a great tool for both using to help you with my class, especially if you still struggle a little bit with algebra, and then now you got to try to use algebra and geometry in a class. Or like I said, if you just want to make sure you graduate high school, you've got to pass a state equivalent math test to pass high school. Like I don't care what your GPA is or how many credits you have. If you don't do that, you won't graduate. And this can help you with that. All right, so now to our online book. So there's two versions. One version doesn't give you any help. It's just used to see the same exact pages, the same problems, the same, it's the pages. It's just a picture of the pages, basically. So it's a PDF, if you know what that means. That's these two. It just says student edition. I'm not even going to open those. They just look exactly like the pages in class. But if for some reason you lose your pages or you just don't have them with you, you can use that. This is the one I will open. So interactive student edition is exactly what it says. It is interactive. It has the same exact problems that are in the book pages. It's just you do them here. So I can come in. Let's try that. Yeah. So I can come in. This is the problem. Number 15 in the book is number 15 right here. I can figure it out. And I can now say, okay, I thought I would type in an answer, but I don't see anywhere to type in an answer on this one. Now you will get help. Huh, that's weird. I think but maybe it's because I've already done it. I don't know in the past, but I get A, B, C, D in this, which I don't think the book gives you. Maybe it does. I can get help. So that's what long description means, is just basically giving you help. Sometimes I think it gives you help in other ways. So just play around with it. Can't break it. Just play around. I mean, can't break the application, that is. So here are the other next problems, and it goes on and on and on. This is different. This is different than what I'm thinking. So let me see if I can find something else, since I don't know if maybe that was a pre-test or something. Right. Maybe it's the practice problems that you don't input. You can still get help, like you see there. Maybe it's the examples that are the ones where you type into the book pages. The examples, by the way, I'll go over this in class. I'm not going to worry about it. But the examples in the book pages are sort of like coded to the different sections of the practice problems. You can see they do this in the book too. They pretty much solved it out for you. Where's the check problem? Oh, there we go. Check. Yeah, here we go. Here's where you actually type the answers in here when you're doing the check problems, I guess is what I was thinking. But again, you can get help with these, unlike if you just use the pictures of the book pages. If you use that edition, it gives you the answer here, which I think that's because we had already done it in class, I believe, maybe. Some of these have been done. It would look different when you get to it for the first time. So next resource is IXL. I kind of already talked about Alex, so I'm not going to talk about Alex again. If you're not familiar with IXL, oh, how do I get rid of this? That. Yeah, there we go. IXL is just another online tool that will allow you to work on both our current skills that we're doing in geometry, but also you can go back and practice algebra skills before algebra, anything you need help on. If you need I will sometimes assign IXLs, but I don't grade them. They're simply for you to practice what we're doing in class. But there's nothing to stop you from going. So here are ones I've assigned. You can see down here. But if I haven't assigned something, there is nothing to stop you from going in, searching on a topic. So we're going to do at some point, we're going to do points, lines, and planes. So I'll just type in points. And as you might guess, or maybe you wouldn't guess, a ton of stuff pops up. I don't know if this will happen for you or not. I would think it would. But if you notice, this is seventh grade, sixth grade, pre-calculus. Obviously, you want to pick the one that is going to be the fit for our class. So over here, if you'll notice, you just click on geometry and it filters it down to high school geometry for you. And any one of the, oh, you can hover on it. If it doesn't look familiar, like something that maybe we did in class, like when you, I'd still open it, but like as you're doing them, if you're like, boy, we didn't do anything like this in class, I wouldn't worry about it. Just do the ones that are like what we did in class. I mean, if you really want to do them, because as I will talk about in class, I have no idea what's going to be on the algebra EOC as far as the specific questions go. I know the topics, but they could, like on any topic, they could ask a question in thousands of different ways. So if you want to try to do it for your own purposes to make sure you're ready for the EOC and that you know do well on that, then that's up to you. But I would, for my quizzes and tests, I would just do what looks familiar. And then there's another way to search, but I'm not even going to show it to you. Just go to that magnifying glass. So again, if you didn't see what I did, I mean, you can rewind. Go to the magnifying glass. You better know the topic we're working on, because if you don't know that, then there's an issue. Type in the topic, really just one or two words is all you need, and then filter it to high school geometry. And I get updates and I see who's working on it, even though I don't really use it for a grade. I certainly take into consideration when I see people that are putting effort into the class, which again, we'll talk more about effort and accountability pretty much on a regular basis. I believe that is it for the online resources. I'll go over other things in class that you can use as resources, but that's really everything. That's really everything that I wanted to put in the video. Oh, and this is what I use to record the class lessons, by the way.